السلام عليكم. لا تنسوا الاعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد ان شاء الله.
Wisdom of the creator. For example, look, we have a nose next to our mouth. So before you eat, what you do is smell food. We have eyebrows above our eyes. Because why? That protect us from the sweat. And the sweat contains the salt. If it keeps going to your eye, that will damage your eyes. Likewise, we have a joint in our elbows. If we don't have a joint, you know how we will be walking like this. You know, it's funny, you know, and you will never be able to eat. You have to start eating like a dog, basically. You see? So the one that put a joint here indicate is the most wise. Likewise, rain. What rain can do can bring us what? Provision, food. And but again, likewise, the Creator can use the rain as what? As a punishment for the people who disobey Him. Does it make sense to you so far? Okay. If this is the case, therefore, the Creator that possesses wisdom and possess mercy will not create the creation without any purpose.
Yeah.
You agree? So, therefore, there is a purpose of this creation. Logically speaking, the only way to know our purpose of this life is what? To go back to the Creator. Let me give you an example. And now, if I make a car from scratch, no one knows about the car better than I do. Because who make it from scratch? I make it. So now, if you buy it from me and there's any problems with it, if you want to know about it in details, you come back to me. Make sense? Okay. Now, as a Muslims, what we say, which makes sense, how the Creator did it is by choosing people from us, human beings from us, to tell us our purpose of life. Because based upon His wisdom and His mercy, did not leave it up to our intellect to come to a conclusion what is our purpose of life. Why? Because we have different feelings, we have different intellect. So a person might say, my purpose is just to sleep all day. Someone say my purpose is to smoke drugs. Someone say my purpose is to steal, you know. So based upon the Creator's wisdom and His mercy, He chose people amongst us. But again, the Creator knows there is some people claim to be prophets of God, but they are liars. So what the Creator did when He chose people amongst us, He gave them something to differentiate them from the rest of the people. For example, let me ask you a question. Who knows the future? In detail. The Creator. Because in order for me to create something, I have to possess knowledge, how to make it. So the Creator. So now, I don't have to go to Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Noah, Jacob. If I establish Prophet Muhammad as a true prophet, logic dictates you should believe what he came with. Okay? So now, one of the signs that God gave the prophets of His, or messengers of His, that they prophesied about the future. For example, Prophet Muhammad, 1400 years ago, he said there will come a time when you see barefooted Arab man competing in building tall buildings. Listen to this, yeah? When the Prophet Muhammad mentioned that, back then, the Arabs were not known to build tall buildings. So there was not any indication to indicate the Arab will do that. Now, so those days, those who were known for it, the Persians, the Romans, the Greeks, the Egyptians. Let me ask you this question. Where is the tallest building in the world? Dubai. Dubai is the Arab Peninsula. Dubai 50 years ago was a pure desert, let alone 1400 years ago. So how Prophet Muhammad knew that? You see, because as a Muslim, we don't just believe in Islam or Prophet Muhammad because we just blind follow. No, we have a tangible proof that we can share with everyone and for everyone to analyze and to come to a conclusion, Muhammad must be a true Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. So now this one thing. Another prophecy, Prophet Muhammad said there will come a time when the Muslim will overtake Constantinople. You know Constantinople? Istanbul, yes? The Muslim took over Constantinople 857 after Prophet Muhammad's migration. Literally like 700 years or 800 years after Prophet Muhammad passed away. Again, how he knew that? I'll give you someone which is powerful than that. I'm sorry for taking your time.
No.
Okay? Someone which is greater than that. We have a manuscript of the Old Testament because in the Quran Allah mentioned that Muhammad, your name, your description has been mentioned in the previous scriptures. And now we found a manuscript which is the Old Testament, goes backdates 1,000 years before Prophet Muhammad came into existence. However, there is a description and a prophecy about Prophet Muhammad. Where is it? Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42 clearly speaks about a person who's coming to glorify the Lord. who is his servant, is coming to the Gentiles. And we know the prophets of are you familiar with the prophets in the Old Testament? Like Moses, Jesus. Okay. Isaiah was before Jesus. However, he was after Moses. And he was after who? Solomon. So Isaiah prophesizing about someone is coming to glorify the Lord. He's coming to the Gentiles. Likewise, he says, let the witness and its cities lift up their voice, the village that Kedah inhabits. Person might say, who's Kedah? Kedah is the son of Ishmael. Person might say, how do you know that? When you go to the Old Testament, Genesis 25:13, he says, this is the names of the sons of Ishmael. The firstborn is Nabaioth. The second one is Kedah. So when you analyze the prophecy that is mentioned in Isaiah 42, does not fit no one except Prophet Muhammad. He speaks about Kedah. And we know, historically speaking, from the Muslims and the non-Muslims, there was no prophet after Isaiah that came to the Arab, to the inhabitants of Kedah, except Prophet Muhammad. Because Prophet Muhammad's name is Muhammad, son of Abdullah, son of Abdul Muttalib, the son of Hashim. He goes back to who? He goes back to Qaidar, the son of Ishmael, the son of Ibrahim. So now, as a Muslim, I have a tangible proof to establish Muhammad as a true prophet. Does it make sense to you so far?
Yeah.
Is it clear to you so far? That's what is Islam. Islam, many people think, what is Islam? Is it to be Pakistani? Or is it Islam to be Indian? Or, no, Islam.
So the only thing, so I've been reading about the life of Muhammad.
Yes.
And I've started trying to read the Quran in English.
Yeah. What do you think?
I believe in Allah. I believe that Muhammad is a prophet. The only thing is, like, the words. That's what
Which words?
Which words?
In the Quran, being like directly the word. But then the thing is, it depends how you think of God. So I come from a Christian culture, like not my parents.
Okay.
But like the Christian culture teaches you like God is a man in the sky, basically.
We don't believe that.
No.
Of course, we don't believe
But
that.
it's really hard for me to think of God as something, like I'm trying really hard to think of God
I'll
as
explain to you, look.
an energy.
No. What we say about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Think about it.
Look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way He described to us who He is in the best manners. Why? He described Himself with attributes.
Yeah.
He's the most merciful. So now, because we're not perfect. We don't know what we do. Sometimes we make mistakes, we fall into sin. So now if I fall into sin, I remember that Allah mentioned in the Quran is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the most beneficent, the most merciful. So that attributes, I worship Allah by it. How? I should not despair from Allah's mercy. So I come back.
Yeah.
Likewise, Allah is Al-Alim. So I know before I do anything, Allah knows everything. There's nothing hidden from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how you should worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is by reflecting upon His names and attributes. Likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said is Al-Ghafur, often forgiven, meaning He forgives all the sins. You remember that. Likewise, Allah mentioned that Allah does not love those who transgress, those who oppress the others. So imagine now, I'm going to rob someone, but I remember, no, Allah mentioned in the Quran, Allah hates those who oppress the others. So that stopped me. So I'm saying, because A'udhu Billah, imagine Allah said, He stole and He's big. That doesn't benefit me in His worship. He stole, He's big, but does He forgive? Does He know everything? Is He merciful? Is He powerful? So the names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran explain to us who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because to be honest, sister, the word energy, the term energy, when you look to the definition of it, as a Muslim, we don't reject it and we don't accept it. What we say, what do you mean by energy? Because according to the book of physics, energy meaning ability to do work. We say yes, that's the attribute of the Creator, but we don't call it energy. We call it what? Power. So when you read the Quran, always when you start thinking about God, there is, in order for me to know how Allah look, or who is Allah, He has to come from Allah Himself, or He has to come from His Messiah.
إذا أعجبك الفيديو لا تنسى الإعجاب والتعليق، ولكي يصلك كل جديد اشترك الآن.